Hi guys! So today I'm going to do a highly requested video. This is the video on the products I use to get my hair color. The products I use to get it and the products I use to also maintain my hair color and the condition of my hair as well. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to start from the beginning. When I first colored my hair semi-blonde or like strawberry blonde, because it was a strawberry reddish blonde, I started off with a box color, which I went to cosmetology school. We were told never ever use a box color, because when you do actually want to go and start to use professional color or go to a salon, it makes the job that much more harder. But that sounded so wrong. It makes the job harder because box dyes, while they are convenient and they are typically cheap, well, yeah, they typically are cheaper than if you didn't have a cosmetology license and you can't get a hold of professional products with the professional discount. They are cheaper and they're more convenient because you could just go to Walgreens or Rite Aid or whatever and pick it up. But they do leave a residue, and sometimes they leave, which may sound a little strange, metal deposits in your hair. It's not as good as it potentially could be, and dye itself is damaging, so you don't want to use something that's going to damage your hair more in the long run. But I don't like, if it's done right, you can do it. If you maintain it, it's fine. It's just you have to think about the future and what you plan on doing to your hair after you use the box dye. That's really all that matters. But I used a box dye, and as you saw on my other channel, when I started the process of going blonde, I did not start off with black hair. I dyed my hair medium brown shade first. So I did that first, and I waited a couple months. I like the medium brown shade. It looks like this. I'll insert a picture here. Bam. Yeah, I like that shade. It was fun, but I wanted to be lighter. Ultimately, I knew what I wanted my hair to look like, and it wasn't that. So next thing I did was I used a box color from, I just picked it up at Walgreens. It was probably like $5. I actually had to buy two because one box is never enough. And it was the Textures and Tones dye. Unfortunately, I don't have a box with me because this was over a year ago. I tried to keep one around, but it ended up being trashed at some point. I'm sorry. But it was the Textures and Tones lightest blonde, and I'll insert a picture of that here. And the results of that was a strawberry blonde color. It was very pretty. I liked it for what it was. It was pretty, and I stuck with that for a little while just to give my hair a rest. And here's a picture of what that looked like. So yeah, that was a pretty color. I liked it, but as I said again, that's not the color that I wanted. So a couple months later, I do have a box of this. Well, it's empty, but I kept the box. I use Goldwell Top Chic hair color, which is actually a professional brand. If you live in the US, it's a professional brand that could be a little hard to get your hands on unless you order online. But if you live anywhere in Europe or UK, you could just pick it up at Sally's, I heard. But it's the Goldwell Top Chic and 9A Very Light Ash Blonde. I just got mine at Cosmoprof. It was probably about $5. But yeah, in the US you can't just go pick it up anywhere unless you have a cosmetology license or license in some way in the beauty industry. But you can buy it at salons, or you can get your hairdresser to do it, or you can buy it online, but it just won't be as cheap. And it was in Very Light Ash Blonde. And of course, a very light ash blonde color is not really going to lift your hair that much. It's not a high lift color or anything, it's just a regular color. I used that on my roots, and then I used it all throughout my hair. And what it pretty much did, my hair was still in the same shade range. It just took out a lot of the orange. I'll see if I can find a picture of the results of that, and I'll put that here. And that was very pretty for some time. And that was pretty. And what I did after I used the Go Well Top Chic, I got a full head of highlights, which over on my other channel, that's when everybody was just like, wow, your hair is so blonde. Because the highlights, of course, they lightened up my hair a whole lot more, because of course highlights are using a bleach essentially, but it wasn't on every strand, so it was just a full head of highlights, so it gave my hair more dimension and it was lighter all around. Then and after I got the full head of highlights, I was not keen on keeping up the maintenance of highlights. I didn't want to continue to keep getting highlight touch-ups. That's just not something I was very inclined to do. So I did some research on potentially a color that I could do my roots with, so it'll still blend in with my lighter ends, because my hair is black, so it does grow in black, and black is as dark as you can get as far as hair goes, and lifting black hair to blonde hair without it turning orange can be sometimes impossible. Even when you're using bleach, it can be a little hard. You might have to do 2 rounds of bleach, or you might have to use 40 volume, which I really don't recommend doing. I don't think you should ever use 40 volume. I think it's a lot better to try to at least use 20 or 30 and just have patience. 40 volume is just very harsh on hair. Doesn't matter how much chemical you think your hair can take, I just don't recommend ever using 40 volume. But I digress. I just did some more research, and I ended up going to Cosmoprof, which is a professional beauty supply, as I mentioned before. And I hate mentioning Cosmoprof on my channel because it's not easily accessible unless you have a license or are in school. But that's where I get the majority of my products, because it just makes more sense, because for me at Cosmoprof, I can get a professional hair color for around $5. It costs the same as a box dye at the drugstore. It's just Cosmoprof. I either have to go out of my way to get there or have to order online, so it's not as accessible. But the price range is the same. You might as well get the higher quality product, right? But if you do decide you want to use any of the professional products I mentioned on here, either find somebody that can buy it for you with their discount, or you could just buy it full price online. The price difference isn't that great. It's probably just 50%, and depending on the item and the cost. Like if it's $5 for me, it's probably $10 for you, which is still not that bad if you're going to get the results that you want. Anyway, after that, I ended up going to Cosmoprof, and I ended up getting what I use now, which is how I achieve this color here in a one-step process. Ooh, my hair is messy. And that is the Chi Infra High Lift. This is what the box looks like. This is actually a brand new box. This is the one I'm going to use sometime in the next week. Yeah, I use the High Lift, the Chi Infra High Lift in Beige Blonde. I'll actually open the box to show you guys what it looks like. Sorry, I should have thought about that beforehand. It looks like this. I know it looks not like what you would picture hair color to look like. Uh-oh, I accidentally took a picture. Oops. But it looks like what you would not typically expect a hair dye to look like. It comes in a plastic tube with pink letters on a white background, and the product itself is purple. The product isn't always purple, just depends on which one you got. Mine is Beige Blonde, so it has a purple or violet base. There's also Cool Blonde, which is blue, and Golden Blonde, which is, of course, I think it may actually be white. And then there's the reds. And Chi also makes like unnatural colored ones too, as far as pinks, blues, etc. But mine is purple, and it also has a measuring thing on the back of ounces so you know how much you're using, and you can make your developer equal, or however you choose to do your measurements for your hair. And it is reusable. It is a plastic snap cap. It has the foil on it right now because I haven't used it yet, but you get the idea. This is what I use for my hair, and I chose beige blonde because I wanted it to be a cooler color, but I wanted to go a step up higher than cool and use a violet toner. This is because I like the way violet toners turn out better. It takes out the red a lot more than a blue toner does for me. Essentially just like a purple shampoo. So yeah, I use the Chi Emperor High Lift color. This is not a bleach, but even though it is not a bleach, it can still be damaging to your hair, especially if you don't know what you're doing. So I'm not, like, please, I'm not condoning somebody that's not familiar with hair care to just go out and buy professional products and use them if you're not confident that you can follow the steps and do it without messing up your hair, because I do not want to be responsible for anyone ruining their hair. So please, if you're gonna buy these products, please be confident in yourself, or please get someone else to help you. Please, just please. I don't want anybody to ruin their hair because of me. But yes, this is a great alternative to bleach. This is the High Lift. The Chi High Lift colors are made to lift black hair 8 levels. 8 levels is the maximum. It doesn't necessarily mean that it will lift your hair 8 levels, but it does lift pretty well. And you have to use the Chi color generator with this. You can't just use any other developer. Well, I suppose you could, but it wouldn't give you the same results. And I use the Chi color generator in 30 volume, and yeah, my thing is huge because this is the only size that I could get at Cosmoprof, but I figured it's fine. I've used it twice before, and I'm on my 3rd thing of this, and it still feels pretty much full. So I guess I'll just be sticking to this one for probably the rest of my blonde life. But yeah, I use the Chi color generator. I use 30 volume. And with this, you do want to use it with heat. If you know the physics of color, any color that's supposed to tone as well, it only lightens for the first 25 minutes. Anytime after that is just toning. So you do want to use heat, at least 10 minutes of heat. Even if you don't have a hooded dryer, you can use a blow dryer and a shower cap. That's pretty much typically what I do. I put on a shower cap because I am doing my roots, and the heat from your scalp is pretty much enough heat. And I just chill out with a shower cap and I shoot it with a blow dryer for like 5 minutes at the end, and I'm golden, literally. The Chi Emperor is ammonia free. It has an olive oil base so that your hair does retain moisture and it's not as damaging, and your hair won't be super dry afterwards. And I really like it. It gets me the results I want. Most salons use this for highlighting dark hair. It's just like a one-step process. You don't have to do your highlights and then a tone, or your roots and then tone it. It tones, if you leave it on long enough, it will tone. You can't be afraid and just like rinse it out, because you will be patchy, you will be orangey. You have to have patience. I know it's hard when you're like scared of how your hair is going to turn out, but you have to be patient, and it will tone your hair and it will look beautiful if you know what you're doing and if you have the patience. So yeah, that's what I use to color my hair. This is the biggie. This is how my hair is this color. Yeah, so now I'll get on to products I use in my color hair, what I use after I color my hair, and colors I use to maintain the color. Colors I use. Products I use after I color my hair, and products I use to maintain the color in my hair. Okay, so right after I color my hair, the first thing I do, well, I would say a week, at least a week or two before I color my hair, I will try to do a protein treatment. This time I'm not doing one because my hair is straight, and it's just an inconvenience right now. And I'm gonna do my roots within the next week for you guys on camera, so I probably won't be doing a protein treatment beforehand, because I do like to give my hair a week after the protein treatment, a week at least, before I do the color. And then simply I just do a protein treatment before color because afterwards it can open up the molecule again, and I don't want to go there. But I do my protein treatment and then I color my hair. And then after I color my hair, what I will do is this Keratin 2-minute reconstructor by ApHogee, same makers of the popular ApHogee protein treatment. This is the 2-minute reconstructor. It's just a keratin thing. It says it adds strength and softness in one step, and it's quick and effective against heat and chemical damage. I just picked this up at a beauty supply. It's a local one that's next door to my job. This works very well. You're supposed to leave it on for 2 minutes and then you rinse it off. 2 minutes under a shower cap. And then what I do after this, since this can be very drying, it's in a plastic bag because it gets messy because its melting point is room temperature, so it melts and it gets greasy and I can't stand it. So I leave it in a plastic bag because I hate touching this thing, being caught off guard. But I use the Spectrum unrefined organic coconut oil. Looks like this. I use that as a deep conditioning treatment, and it smells delicious. I just picked this up at Whole Foods whenever I run out. I don't know why I get it at Whole Foods. I know that I can probably find it cheaper online, but if I'm at Whole Foods, I just get it. And I do that after I do the keratin treatment, and it adds moisture back to my hair. And as people know, that coconut oil does have vegetable protein, so it does have a little protein in there, but it's not as intensive as a protein treatment would be. So that pretty much gets my hair back in good condition after I color it and after I do my keratin treatment, and it makes it soft and beautiful and luxurious again. Okay. I'm just so strange. Where did my mother get me from? And that's pretty much it as far as maintenance, as far as taking care of the condition of my hair. What are you doing? Mochi is chewing on my mascara. Hold on. So, that's pretty much what I do directly after I do my color. Got caught off guard because of this fluff ball here. Can I make my video, Mochi? Always have to be center of attention. Where do you get that from? And as far as any toners or purple conditioners, shampoos, etc., I used to use Shimmer Lights, but I find it very, very drying. It works very well. It's a very dark purple. It just works really well, but it's very drying, and I feel like it damaged my, it made my hair feel damaged, and I didn't like that. So I looked for something else, and I just used the Sheer Blonde Color Renew purple shampoo and conditioner. This one is the shampoo, this one is the conditioner. It has the Walgreens anti-theft sticker on it that I didn't bother to peel off because those things never come off. I hate those things. You try to take it off and it leaves behind that like silver thing, so whatever. I wish they would have put it on the back because that would have been better looking, but whatever. I use the Sheer Blonde shampoo and the Sheer Blonde conditioner, and as you guys know, I don't wash my hair that often. I just don't do it because I feel like my hair is better off not being washed. I wash my hair probably once every couple of weeks. So this doesn't get used that often, and I don't use it by itself. I actually mix it in with a different shampoo that's more moisturizing, and then the conditioner I put on my hair. I leave it in for however long it takes me to wash my body in the shower. Then I rinse it, and then I do my leave-in conditioner. So yeah, those are what I use to keep my hair from turning orange. Everyone hates orange hair. What are you doing? But yeah, that's pretty much what I use in my hair and how I maintain it, how I maintain my ends. Someone else asked. I should have mentioned that. Okay, my ends. Okay, as far as end maintenance, I trim my ends typically every time I straighten my hair, just because that's when I can really see if I have any split ends or not. If I feel like I don't need to straighten my ends, If I feel like I don't need to clip my ends, then I won't, but it's typically whenever I straighten my hair, or even when it's curly, if I do see some split ends, I do a search and destroy, and I just go through and I'll clip any like little frazzled end I can find. But it's pretty rare. So that's what I do about end maintenance, but since I'm pretty good with conditioning my hair, I typically don't see that many split ends. But when I do straighten my hair, that's when I typically cut it, because that's when, I don't know, I get a little end conscious. But yeah, that's it. That's it for all the products I use in my hair, and all the products I use to maintain my hair. And the hair coloring video will be up pretty soon, so I hope you guys are looking forward to that, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Check out my blog for pictures of Mochi, because I don't know if this post necessarily needs pictures, but see you guys in my next video. Love you. Bye.